Hi, this is Dee Kayalar with USDs Career Development Center. Welcome to Alumni Zoom Trips, our virtual webcast series with USD alumni experts that provides a glimpse into the life of our alumni in the aftermath of the pandemic. This program is co-hosted with the Office of Alumni Relations. A recent graduate of USD's Master degree in Nonprofit Management, Loretta Turner works as grant manager at Outdoor Outreach in addition to managing her own coaching and consulting business. Her career in yoga and meditation allows her to bring mindfulness into every setting. Following a brief interview, Loretta will lead us into a guided meditation session, inspiring us in her beautiful way to start the new year with renewed hopes for a healthier, happier, and more peaceful tomorrow filled with love and kindness. Loretta, it's wonderful having you here today. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful myself. Thank you for asking.
Well, first of all, congratulations on your graduate degree from USD.
Thank
And
you.
can you tell our listeners how your USD degree helped prepare you for your current work?
Absolutely. So, my degree from USD prepared me for my current work in a lot of different ways. So, just on paper, having a master's degree in nonprofit management and leadership has opened up a lot of new doors for me within the nonprofit sector. I actually just accepted a job with Outdoor Outreach as a grant manager, and I think my degree had a lot to do with that. Um, So yeah, since I've graduated, I've earned a new job title. I actually now sit on a nonprofit board. So I think this degree makes me an ideal candidate on paper for a lot of new nonprofit opportunities.
Mhm.
However, the degree has also given me like these lifelong skills that I believe have already made me a more adaptable, intelligent, and like well-rounded person. So for instance, the degree has taught me what good leadership means. The degree has showed me like the importance of always keeping others' cultures in mind, right? That's not something I totally understood before this program. This degree also taught me how to balance many competing priorities. Like I think I've really mastered the art of, balancing different commitments. And I think most importantly, especially during these times, this degree has showed me the importance of building a community and how to do it.
Thanks so much for that, and congratulations on your promotion as well. That's
Thank you.
terrific. And how did you know that you wanted to pursue a career in nonprofit consulting and leadership coaching?
So I've been working in the nonprofit sector, oh goodness, 8 years now, so since 2012. And I always knew that I wanted to have a lifelong career there. I remember being 21 years old and collecting my first paycheck after the work I was doing was really just helping some nonprofit work happen for people who were really, really in need. And for me, it was like, yeah, like I could do this the rest of my life. I can get paid for showing up for communities and showing up for people in need. That's ideal for me. So
Mhm.
I knew from that moment that I would, at the very least, be involved in nonprofits for the rest of my life, if not working for them. Now,
Mhm.
when it comes to becoming a leadership coach, that really wasn't on my radar until more recently. I believe that I've always possessed many of the natural skills of a good coach, like being empathetic and being a good listener.
Mhm.
And over the last 10 years as a yoga teacher, I've had a lot of yoga students come to me after class and be like, "Hey, are you a coach? Do you have coaching services?" And at the time I hadn't, but I had always kind of kept that idea on the back burner that maybe that's something I would do in the future if the opportunity presented itself. And then it did when I got to
Mhm.
USD because I learned about the leadership and executive coaching program, and it just felt like it was the right time, the right opportunity to get some formal training. And I'm so happy I did because I think I've been right all along that this is the work that I'm meant to do.
Wonderful. And what would you say are the key skills, right, and qualifications that someone needs to have to qualify for positions within the nonprofit sector?
That's a great question. So, beautiful thing about the nonprofit sector is that there are a lot of different options and a lot of different avenues. So, if you are kind of like a more type A person, you really like structure, perhaps you're in finance or perhaps you're in like operations, there's plenty of room to do that. If you're more into literature or you're a storyteller type, then there's definitely room for that. So there's a full spectrum of skill sets that the nonprofit sector definitely needs. I would say that the number one most important skill to have in the nonprofit sector is patience. And, that's certainly true of any job, but I think in the nonprofit sector, you have a double bottom line, right? The first line is that you need to financially check the box that you're getting enough revenue to have your programs happen. But the second bottom line is that you are impact driven. And sometimes having an impact on the community, making change in your community takes time, and it takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of being in the trenches. It takes a lot of sometimes sacrifice for change to slowly happen. So I recommend if someone is interested in being in the nonprofit sector, it's someone who cares about their community, but they're also patient in waiting to see change happen and willing to be part of that change.
That's very helpful to know. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, since COVID, the nonprofit sector has been impacted immensely. For those of our students and alumni who are sort of navigating this uncertain job market, what would your advice be for them?
Huh. I would say use this time to identify your true purpose and your true passion. And I mean, that's maybe a conversation on how to do that for another time, but I think there's a lot to be said about that because the job market is messy right now. And like you said, it's uncertain. And personally, I just know too many people who have latched onto anything that's coming their way career wise because they're just, things are so uncertain and you're like, okay, I just need to take the next thing that comes. And unfortunately, those same people, they're just really not happy and they're already ready to move out of those roles. And I want to say that I get sometimes, like for necessity's sake, you have to take those gigs, you have to take those less than desirable jobs. So I'm not knocking people who have to do that. I completely get it, and I've been there before. However, what I am saying is that if you have flexibility and if you have some time in making your next job move, then I would highly recommend using this time to get really clear on your values, really ask yourself, who do you want to be and where do you really want to be in the next year or two? And just take your time to answer those questions because that's really going to speak to your next move. One of the ways I think you could get clarity around some of those deeper diving questions about purpose and passion is using virtual spaces like this to expand your reach and get in touch with people that inspire you. Don't be afraid to reach out and to ask someone, hey, I like what you're doing. How did you get there? What are the things that you've done to put yourself in this position? So just start asking those questions, start reaching out to folks and get clear again on who you really want to be and where you really want to be, because this is a wonderful time to take the time to unpack that.
Okay, thank you. So just really utilizing this time to reflect purposefully, and also tap on our various networks or people whose backgrounds and experience really inspire us to learn more from them and their experiences. So we can make choices, right, that are aligned with our values and who we are and who we want to be. Thank you for that insight. And do you have any tips for those of us who are working from home, helpful practices that you've sort of established and would like to share with Turos?
Yes. So my biggest tip is to make a routine as best as you can. So just a little bit about my experience in working from home. Before the pandemic, I had a wonderful type A, pretty strict routine that it made room for fitness, it made room for work, it made room for grad school, and even just a little bit of social life, right? I was able to really structure myself well. But then having all of the flexibility from the pandemic and working from home, I mean, it's been a blessing in a lot of ways, but it's also been a curse. So it's been a blessing because I'm home, I'm comfortable. I, can take breaks from work to have opportunities to do things like this. I'm saving money because I'm not commuting, right? All great things. But the cursed part of it is, for me at least, having too much flexibility has just kind of all of a sudden made me feel like there's not enough time during the day, which is so crazy because I used to be a person who knew how to be really intentional with my days and really intentional with my time. And now that that structure was pulled away, I'm stressed because I just feel like I can't get anything done. So yeah, I would say that letting go of a structured
Self-discipline.
schedule. Yeah, exactly. It's forced me to be unintentional with my time, and it's been really hard to get that back. So, my advice is to add as much structure to your life in a way that works well for you, right? I'm not saying that you have to go verbatim by the way I did it, but whatever structure means to you, try to implement that as much as you can. I would also recommend giving yourself like designated breaks within that structure. For instance, I spend the first 90 minutes of my day in quietness with tea, away from my screen, journaling, going on walks, just not diving. I start the day nice and quiet, and not
Mhm.
diving right into my work day. I also set alarms throughout the day to remind myself to just get up and get
Mhm.
away from my desk.
Mhm.
And another little thing I do too is really observing within my environment, like what's distracting me. Like my big thing that distracts me is now that I'm home, I like to cook, I like to do my laundry. So I actually have to structure during the week what I'm going to cook, when I'm going to cook it, when I'm going to do my laundry, so that I'm not just randomly pulled into doing those things and away from my other responsibilities.
That's very helpful advice. So I'm hearing that really identifying what those disruptions are and those trigger points that really,
Yep,
right, lead you to those disruptions, and then just learn to manage them effectively so you don't get pulled in, right?
exactly.
When you want to actually focus and get things done. Very good. That's a great tip. And then on a final note, before we go into our meditative session, are there any favorite resources that you resort to get information and updates as it relates to your field? Things like blogs or professional associations or websites or publications that you follow.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say, and I'm not even trying to do like a shameless plug here, but like I think USD is a wonderful resource. I keep up with all the opportunities for alumni to stay connected, wonderful way to network and just see what other people are up to. When it comes specifically to nonprofits, the Nonprofit Institute at USD has wonderful opportunities, wonderful networking resources, just really great content that they're putting out there, really relevant, as well as the Conscious Leadership Academy at USD. As you can tell, I really love USD. Just has some wonderful events. I just dropped into their book club last week, and it was just so powerful and just so amazing to see how many people were in attendance. So USD has a lot of different resources for nonprofits and for leadership and just for generally being connected. Another resource for nonprofit professionals is the Young Nonprofit Professionals Network, San Diego chapter. It is a wonderful place for young nonprofit professionals, and we don't really restrict age. Like we will say that our content is geared for people between like mid 20s to 40s. But age aside, it's just a wonderful place for nonprofit professionals who want to come together to just learn about the opportunities that are out there. They learn about opportunities for professional development and how you as an individual can have a better impact in the San Diego nonprofit community. I'm on the board there. I just accepted a role on their board, and I'm having a lot of fun working with that team to create some awesome things for 2021. A lot of them, probably most of them, if not all of them, will be virtual, right? So it's really accessible. So definitely check them out if that sounds good to you.
Perfect. And this is Young Nonprofit Professionals Network. Is that the
Yes.
title? Hmm.
Yes. And another way that you'll probably typically see it is YNPN.
Okay, YNPN. All right. And do you
Mm-hmm.
have a presence on LinkedIn as well?
Yes, I am on LinkedIn, Loretta Turner.
Okay, wonderful. All right, we'll make sure that our listeners are able to connect with you, and I'll be sure to provide you information on our team networking platform as well, so you can join us there in case you're not a member already. And
Perfect.
on that note, I'm going to turn the mic back on to you to lead us into a meditation session to welcome the new year with ease and kindness.
Awesome. Let me get settled in. So this is one of my favorite meditation. It's called a love and kindness meditation. And Dee, you had said something really wonderful about this style, or what we can be doing for ourselves as the year closes and the year ahead of us starts to come forward. We might already have some reservations and some fears around what it might look like because of what 2020 put us through. So this is a wonderful meditation to just get grounded into some love and kindness before we step into the new year. So with any meditation, the most important thing is that you are comfortable, whether you're seated or you're standing or you're on a walk or you're lying down. Just make sure you feel good. And I would invite you to just remove anything from your presence that would distract you. That could be a phone or maybe a pet or something, right? So just try to have a little bit of privacy and quiet alone time for the next few minutes. If it's comfortable for you, I would invite you to close the eyes. Meditation is a very internal process, so closing the eyes really enhances that. However, I understand that sometimes closing our eyes isn't all that comfortable. If that's the case, just focus your gaze softly on something. We'll start the meditation by bringing awareness to our bodies. And you can do that by scanning your body from head to toe. As you scan, I would invite you to relax some of those subtle areas of the body. So relax your jaw, unscrunch your forehead, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Relax all the muscles that might have gripped around the heart. Relax your fingers. Relax your hips. Relax your legs. And then start to relax your breathing. You can do that by taking some slower inhales and some deeper exhales. It might even be helpful to tell yourself, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. And over the next few minutes, if your mind wanders somewhere else, right, if you start thinking about the past or you start getting wrapped up in the future, know that that's normal. We are human. That's what our minds do. But you can bring yourself back to this awareness, to this present moment by telling yourself, yes, that's right. I'm meditating and I'm breathing in and I'm breathing out. Keep breathing just like that. Conscious inhales and conscious exhales. And then if you are alone and feeling comfortable to speak out loud, I invite you to do that. You might choose to speak these words silently to yourself. You'll start to repeat the following sentences with the intention of bringing loving and kindness to yourself. For this next year, may I be safe. May I be healthy. May I be happy. And may I live with ease. And then next, you're going to bring your intention to someone that you deeply love. And you'll do the same thing, silently saying these words out loud or to yourself with the intention of bringing love and kindness to someone that you love. May they be safe. May they be healthy. May they be happy. And may they live with ease. And then you'll shift your attention again to either someone whom you feel neutral for, you don't particularly like nor dislike them, or maybe it's someone you've got conflict with. And once again, you'll silently repeat the words with the intention of bringing love and kindness to this person. May they be safe. May they be healthy. May they be happy. May they live with ease. And then for this last round, we will bring our attention and expand our attention to our greater community. However big that is, right? Maybe it's people on your street, maybe it's people at work, maybe it's across the globe. And once again, last time, repeating the following words with the intention of sending love and kindness to our greater community. In this coming year, may we be safe. May we be healthy. May we be happy. And may we all live with ease. Let your next inhale breath be intentionally full. Fill your belly, your ribs, your heart, your collarbones with air. Let it linger. Let it sit at the top. Hold the breath for an extra moment. And open your mouth to exhale as you sigh it out. And slowly start to blink the eyes open. Thank you all for joining me in that loving and kindness meditation.
Thank you so much, Loretta. And on that note, to all of our community, we warmly wish you a year filled with blessings and life's sweetest moments. Thank you for being with us. Thanks, Loretta.
Thank you.